Hi, Jeremy Cordeaux in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordeaux.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and gays.
From gutters to gay bars and everywhere in between.
Here to finish off your Tuesday, it's your three besties, two brunettes and a gay.
Happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome back. It's your two brunettes and a gay, Deanna, Aaron and Celeste here in studio celebrating Aaron's second wedding anniversary.
Second, the big two.
2 years, and they said it wouldn't last.
Duet for those Italian listeners.
Is it the troublesome twos, or is it two's been just bliss?
Two has been bliss, I have to say. I wish I could give you something more juicy there, but no, two's been bliss. But in gay years, that's like 200 years.
Yeah, that's true.
You've done
actually.
very well in gay years.
Yeah,
we've done the hard yards.
Gay years are kind of like dog years, right? Where it's like one equals a lot more.
What are you calling me?
No, you know how like one dog year is like 7 years, one human year is like 7 years of dog years?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah,
So you've been married nearly 15 years. Look at you go.
I know.
Wow.
Smashing life. I never thought I'd ever get married. It's amazing.
Oh, excellent.
Here we are.
Well, we're going to hear a little bit more about your anniversary later in the show. How are you today, Celeste?
I'm good. And look, I'm not going to lie, I'm tired.
Yeah,
I am
right.
tired. Those Christmas parties and Christmas events, they've ramped up with less than 2 weeks to go until the big day, until the big man comes down the chimney.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy, isn't it?
You know what? We've had a lot on. Last night we had an epic event thanks to GWB Entertainment and Sassafras PR. We went to the preview night of Miss Saigon, which is coming to Adelaide Festival Centre in January, and that was just a brilliant event, so that was great to be at.
Look, it was a bit fancy, like, I've got to be honest, and yeah.
I'm so jealous. I saw the videos and the pictures you put up on the socials.
You missed
and
out.
I totally missed out.
You did.
It was a bit bougie.
It was very bougie at the Sofitel.
Yes.
See, getting married is jinxed.
No, it was
I
great.
missed
Great
out on the
food,
fun.
great, a bit of verve going. You'd have
verve.
loved it, yes.
Oh, well, I'm a little
Free
bit...
pouring too. They were filling up the glasses before it was empty.
Stop it.
Yep.
Oh, now I'm really jealous because you know how over the weekend it said we had a month's worth of rain in one day?
Yeah.
I had a month's worth of alcohol yesterday. I'm feeling a little sensitive today.
And for you, that must mean like a carton.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to do the calculations.
I can just imagine then how much you had.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We hit it well.
Well, the performers were excellent. I think it's going to be a brilliant show. I really look forward to seeing it. But speaking of performers as well, the Fringe program has been released. Adelaide Fringe Festival next year. We are very excited. If you've been listening to our show from the beginning, you'll know we used to be in the Fringe for 8 consecutive years. We had our show of the same name, Two Brunettes and a Gay.
That's when you were brunettes.
Yeah, that's when we were brunettes. That's
longer.
right.
No.
But we are massive fans and supporters, so we look forward to more about that next year.
Plenty to come with Fringe in 2024.
That's right. But today, the days of the year that we are celebrating, are you ready?
Love it. I love this segment.
Oh, well,
So interesting.
look, strap in because it's national. Strap in. It's going to be a ride. Oh, especially on Aaron's anniversary.
I love the theme you've got going, Del.
No, but seriously, strap in because it's National Dingaling Day.
What on earth is National Dingaling Day?
I don't know. It actually is not what you think it would be. It says reconnecting with loved ones, engaging in heartwarming conversations to strengthen bonds and share cherished moments.
Oh, look, that's beautiful.
Like
But
a ding-a-ling
dingaling?
for National Dingaling Day. That's bizarre. So dingaling, maybe, is it? I don't know. That's an interesting one.
That is not the well, I was not expecting that explanation. Let's just put that there.
Should have been a day ago.
It's also Gingerbread House Day.
Ooh, I do love me some gingerbread.
I love gingerbread.
I love gingerbread. I've never made a gingerbread house,
No.
though.
No, you're not into it, David? No,
No?
The Grinch.
I think I've grown into it over the years. I think my
Yeah.
palate's changed.
I was
and
actually
enjoy it a bit more
thinking
now.
of doing, like, we should get some like gingerbread house making for our friend's Christmas Eve party that we've got planned. You
Ooh,
know,
That's
because
excellent.
there's
We
a lot
should
of
plan that
drinking.
on live on the
Yeah,
radio.
we should. Like, just in case anybody wants to come along. No, I'm just kidding. We don't have that much room.
Because this is full.
It's already full.
It's
But
the Cosy Lives crisis out there.
that's right, because he lives. You know,
'cause he
there
lives,
might
mate.
be really small gingerbread houses. This
Teeny
year.
tiny.
You're just like
There's only
a-
4 people invited.
And super expensive.
Yeah, that's right. But actually, it's not. This is not specifically the day, but this week is Hanukkah.
Oh, happy Hanukkah.
Happy
Yeah,
Hanukkah.
which just makes me want to sing from Friends. Happy Hanukkah. Say hello to Monica.
Yeah.
I'll
For
never
those
watch Friends, so...
Yeah, no, you
That
just ruin.
reference just
You
went
ruin
over
all
my
the Friends. You ruin all the Friends references by not being a Friends fan. But there you go. Other than that, we actually don't have that many days this year. So today, that's it. That's
Oh,
what we're
There
celebrating.
you go. That ended on a nice one, though.
It did. It did.
Well, like we said earlier, we have been celebrating quite a lot lately.
Yes.
Lots of Christmas parties, lots of things happening. One in particular was, Deanna, yours and mine, our Christmas party for our business Voice House, which we had on the weekend, and it was an absolute disaster. So stay tuned. We're going to talk about it more after this break.
So it's Christmas party season, obviously, being smack bang in the middle of December right now, in the thick of the Christmas parties. And Celeste and I, for our business Voice House, we had our Christmas party over the weekend on Saturday. And as you'll know, Saturday was forecast to be torrential, downpour, gale-force wind. I don't know what else was supposed to be happening at that point in time, but there's all these severe weather warnings going on, right?
Storms upon us.
That's
Horrendous.
right. It was the rains were here.
Marge, the rains are here.
That's right. And so what happens is we had decided, for this year to do something a little bit different. I want to do something fun, relaxing. I like things that have a bit of adventure. I like things that are different, right? So we booked along the beautiful River Torres a barbecue boy boat so that we could have a little floaty float while we were having a little bit of bubbles and some nibbles along the Torrens for the first part of the Christmas party. And then, come last week, checking the weather, it says that it's going to rain, And then as the week progresses, obviously, it's like full-on storms. So disaster strikes at 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon where they're like, severe weather warning is too bad. We have to cancel your Christmas party.
Devastating. But, they had been saying all week long that we were expecting this for Saturday. Interestingly enough, the company that we booked it through, obviously Barbecue Boys, they're chill about it.
Yeah,
They're chill.
She was like,
prepared.
she was so chill about it. She's like, oh yeah, like we'll just have to book you in for another day. And I was like, look, it's really, it's really hard to get all the team together, like on a day. And I like to try and get everyone together if I can. So I was like, we have to go ahead regardless. So then all of Friday afternoon was spent trying to find a new venue to host 11 people on the weekend. And look, we decided to, you know what, let's just chuff off into the Adelaide Hills. We went up to the Sterling Hotel, which is just beautiful. We love
Lovely
the Sterling
spot.
Hotel. Been there many times. Shout out.
Great spot on a rainy day.
Oh,
That's
heavenly.
right. It was like, winter in the middle of summer. So we went up and we did the thing and we ended up having a great time. But obviously, Christmas party disasters was the thing that was on my mind. And I thought, you know what? Aaron, have you had a Christmas party disaster before?
Well, actually, we had this issue a few years ago during the COVID pandemic. We actually booked a beautiful spot, a beautiful restaurant for our team for lunch. And not just our team, but our directorate. So we booked this beautiful spot, and within the space of maybe, about a day or so beforehand, they said, oh, sorry, due to COVID regulations, we're going to have to cancel your booking.
Oh,
So, we only had, literally a day and a half to find somewhere else. Thank goodness for a colleague of mine whose daughter worked at another pub and was able to save the day.
oh, there you go.
And so, shout out. I think it's the Havelock that we went to.
Yeah,
in
the
the end.
Havy.
General.
Okay.
Beautiful
Oh,
spot
on Hutt
there.
Street.
So it was a winner in the end. But again, COVID just threw a spanner in the works.
As
for us.
it did many.
As did this weather.
Well, we put
Crazy.
it out to our listeners and said, what is the worst Christmas party that your workplace has ever put on? Have you had a disaster of a Christmas party? And we've got some great responses here, okay? So someone wrote in and said the Glenelg Golf Club was where we were taken. On the day of a big storm, and there were no Ubers or taxis available anywhere once it ended, and we were kicked out of the venue.
Can I just say that is so frustrating?
Yeah.
When you have a party and then you get out, like, or even, during Fringe time when the city's super busy and you cannot get transport home.
God.
Like, you have to wait like 20 plus minutes out in the, especially if it's cool.
Well,
at
here in
night.
Adelaide, it's either pouring down or it's boiling hot. So you're
Yes.
battling the elements while you're waiting for an Uber or a cab. That's terrible.
Pet peeve.
Nothing worse.
Definitely.
Well, this workplace sounds like it was an absolute riot because they had their Christmas party at Shots Bar on Perry Street, home of the sticky floors.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember Shots.
Can you imagine your workplace having it at Shots Bar? Like, that just sounds like a party.
That sounds like a youthful crew there at the
It does. And it also
workplace.
sounds like it could end disastrous.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you come to work on the following Monday and everyone's looking at each other kind of sheepishly.
Oh, my God.
A little bit shady, a little bit
I
sheepishly
had
going on.
many a night at Shots and they didn't end well
Exactly.
at all.
And the last one, I work for a big plumbing company with close to 50 employees. The plumbers were thrown an all-inclusive golf day, while office staff, like myself, and fellow administrators were thrown a barbecue in our general manager's backyard.
Oh.
That's not fair.
Nah, that's not fair.
How rude.
I
Same
feel
for
like
all.
Christmas parties should be everyone together
Yeah.
or not at all.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Like, how left out can you feel? Like, I have part-time and full-time staff members, and I didn't go, oh, you can only come for half because you're part-time.
That goes against
We're only going to pay for half your meal.
goes against the fibre of Christmas and what Christmas is about. Well, I was on the old app LinkedIn the other day, ladies. You know LinkedIn.
Yeah, I don't know about, like, LinkedIn bores me.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it that much. I sort of just am on there just for a presence, I guess. But, and sometimes it's good to look out for job opportunities and stuff like that as well. But it's just a bit of, I think people just love to gloat about what they do.
Yeah, I feel like every time I go on LinkedIn and I see the first 3 posts on the feed, they're all saying exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I never check my LinkedIn.
Yeah, it's just tumbleweeds on
I'm
your
plenty LinkedIn. I don't need any more links.
But I did see, there was an article that came up, ladies, and I felt like this was very pointed.
At you?
Because it said, suggested for you.
Oh, hey.
So,
LinkedIn
This
knows
is
what's
another
up.
example of the fact that our computers and our phones are listening to us because they must hear what goes on your weekends.
we have to check after this segment if there's any more articles that come up. But there was an article that came up from Seek. Now, Seek.com. Now, this article was all about ways to stay out of trouble at this year's Christmas party.
What did you do last year?
Yeah, what did you do last year?
I was very subdued last year. Thank you very. Actually, no, last year was pretty big. The year before, I was very subdued because I didn't go because it was my wedding.
Oh, so you made up for it the following
I
year by
made up.
going twice as hard.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And look, and these are some interesting things. So basically, it gave us 4 different ways to stay out of trouble at the office Christmas party. And they're given, ways to stay out. And I thought it'd just be interesting to talk about it with you ladies because I'm curious to know if you've ever come across in the Voice House Christmas party over the years anything that's sort of, I don't know,
Inappropriate?
has been inappropriate or been a bit...
Well, I mean, we're a
kooky.
small team and we're all pretty close. So I feel like, a lot of these depend on what kind of a workplace you work at as well.
Absolutely.
Like
Yeah,
etiquette, but
true.
it always is a topic at this year. But, I've never worked in like a big corporate company. So I've never been in a situation where I felt like I've had to think about my behaviour at a Christmas party. Pretty much most of the Christmas parties I can ever remember I held because I was a boss for 15 years of my life. And so prior to that, I was a teenager.
And I don't know if, when we were younger before, obviously we had Voice House, Christmas parties I don't think were as much a thing as what they are now. I feel like every workplace does a Christmas party these days. But back in the day, I don't recall them that often.
No, it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think, so interestingly, so the 4 different ways, let's jump straight into them. The first one was talking inappropriately about your work, boss, or colleagues.
I did all 3 of those on the weekend.
Hopefully they're not listening right now. So
They are. She's sitting next to you.
Oh, yeah, true, actually.
She does that all of the time. No, look, I think that's always generally a no-no, really. Like, you have to be...
I love that Seek has to put that out there, though.
Yeah.
It's a common sense thing.
But when
common
you're
sense is
when you're
uncommon these
when you're
days, right?
drinking and you have this inhibited sense of freedom going on, you really should be on watch about who you say what to.
Yeah,
thinking that you're in a safe space,
Well,
because you might not be.
That's 100% too, because it does tie it into number 2 on your list, Aaron, which is
It
drinking
does.
too much or appearing intoxicated. And I think if you drink too much or appear intoxicated, that's generally when you're going to start talking inappropriately about your boss or your colleagues.
Absolutely. I mean, if it's been festering over the year as well, and I think it's to do also with what drink you have.
Ooh,
Because I think
What's your go-to Christmas party beverage?
it's always a bubbles or like a gin and soda
God,
or
you'd be a mess.
or a skinny bitch like a vodka soda. But I think if you move to the red wine, that's when people's real opinions start coming in.
Red wine is dangerous.
It's
You're
the
either going to
devil.
fall asleep or you're going to start a riot.
Yeah.
There's
That's
one
true,
of two ways
actually.
with red wine.
And
Or both.
Or
Yeah.
both. Or both.
Yeah.
Fall asleep during the riot.
Okay, but going back to that, drinking too much or appearing intoxicated. Again, I think this depends on who you're partying with,
Yes.
your boss, your workplace culture, etc. Right? Because
Yeah.
for me, if my workers want to let their hair down and have a good time, which we went for 12 hours on Saturday, so we went all right.
Yeah.
You know,
That's a damn good effort.
I am not in any way, shape, or form going to take that into account to, I guess, look negatively upon that. But that's the community that we're in. But I think, again, it depends on your environment.
Yeah, I think so too. And I mean, I think the trouble usually starts. I see it most often happen. Well, I've seen it over the years. It's when the kick-ons start. So that you've got the initial lunch or the
absolutely.
initial function, and then people kick on and
Yep.
they become more intoxicated. More craziness happens. Sometimes more fun happens.
Well, I think the main thing. I think the main thing is
But-
that when people drink, they just start to tell more truths. It's the
Definitely.
truth serum.
It is a truth serum.
So they might start saying things that they would usually keep hidden.
Yes.
Or some, certain feelings that they might have towards certain situations or people, and then they come out of the woodwork.
And this leads to number 3, which is being overly affectionate with a colleague in front of others.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, that's never a good idea.
That's you're just getting HR involved, aren't
Yeah,
you?
you're keeping HR in a job though. You're doing
really
you're doing
are.
their bit.
Yeah, I
They're,
mean, Celeste,
they're paying their
you're
bills,
kind of
really.
HR, so, what would you do in that situation?
I mean, again, with a small workplace, it's never been something that we've really had to deal with.
No.
But I don't know what I'd do in that situation. I mean, you have to assume the workplace has rules in place regarding that type of thing, so I guess you'd just enforce that. Otherwise, you cheer it on.
Can I ask,
Yeah.
have you girls had a snog in the office for Christmas?
Like
Like under the mistletoe at a Christmas party?
as in between colleagues?
Yeah.
No, I mean...
No. Well, I mean, Deanna and I are both straight, and we work with all females currently. So
true. Okay.
Yeah, so that's not, no, it's not really a
Damn.
thing.
I was gonna
But I
catch you
mean,
out
okay,
there.
But you have quite clearly.
in your situation, is it
choose to
frowned
not.
upon quite heavily?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I'm up for if people have feelings towards each other and it comes out at Christmas, it's fraught with danger. But also, if you're both consenting adults and you want to show
that's where
some
it's hard,
passion,
right?
You're both adults.
What are in your workplace? What are the rules surrounding this? Is inter-office relationships allowed or frowned upon?
No, so I think there's a policy around it, but basically, yeah, you can't have inter-office relationships, basically.
There's a whole big can of worms,
Which
though,
is-
because how can you stop people ultimately from having a relationship?
Well, I mean, I have to say the past couple of jobs I've had, I've been pretty safe.
No one there that tickles
no
your
one
fancy.
there that
Talent
tickled my
hasn't been
fancy.
quite in the right area. All right, what's the last one?
The last one here, ladies, is
Sharing information that wouldn't otherwise be shared.
it's basically
Kind
similar.
of like the first one.
It's
Talking
kinda-
inappropriately about colleagues and your boss.
I reckon they got to this point in the article and went, oh, what's another one?
What's another
No,
one?
just
Well,
repeat the other one.
I guess maybe they're talking
Different
about
words.
sharing personal information that you wouldn't normally share.
Or changes in the business that you're privy to,
Yes.
maybe that others aren't yet. You
Yeah.
know, because that's, as a business owner, that can be dangerous. Because,
Yeah.
for example, I've got my leadership team, and then obviously I've got, the wider team in general. And sometimes things aren't ready to be shared because they need context. When something is shared out of context, you could send someone into a spiral over their job security, what's going on. You don't want to be responsible for that stuff. Be mature. I think you should just go honestly and approach a Christmas party as an opportunity to get to know people in a different environment.
I thought you were going to say network.
Network. But honestly, it's a chance to see people in an environment where you can really talk to each other and actually know, what's going on for that person and who they are.
I think that's great, but I also think you should go into a Christmas party just to have a good time, and just F shit up. Quite frankly.
Well, that sums up our Christmas
Do with
party.
it on Monday.
Well, as we were talking about at the top of the show, it was Mark and Mai's second year. I was about to count that wrong then. Second year wedding anniversary yesterday.
Happy anniversary.
It was such a lovely day. I want to give a shout out to the Lane. The Lane Vineyard is just perfection.
Yeah,
that's where you had your wedding.
That's where we had our wedding. It was a great day.
Beautiful weather too.
Oh, we were so lucky that day.
Gorgeous.
If it was this year, it'd be, oh my God, the stress levels have just been insane. Nightmares. But no, it was great food. It was great wine. I tried something that I normally wouldn't, food-wise. I got a little bit adventurous this time.
Wait, what did you have?
Well, I just want to say I pashed a cow.
Okay, now I don't know if I want to know the rest of this.
I tried cow tongue.
That's just... No.
And look...
Know your audience, Aaron.
Look, I knew you vegans would absolutely love that, but I had to put it out there just to show you guys out there that I can be adventurous with my food sometimes. But it was presented well. Mark loved it. It wasn't for me, but look, I gave it a try. But the rest of the food was
revolting.
I don't know how.
Incredible.
Knowing what it was, how did you eat it?
I sculled a drink first and was like, right, just get in the zone. I put it in my mouth, and you can see it on my Instagram actually. I pretty much spat it right out after the video stopped.
Oh, no, thank you.
Yeah, it was just, it wasn't for me. But no, a lovely day at the Lane. They look after us all so well. So thank you so much to the Lane for the anniversary fabulousness. Interestingly, so, at the beginning of the show, I said I actually love our, day of the year segment.
Yes.
I really love it.
Yes.
And I thought, yesterday I said to Mark, I said, I'd be interested to see what days of the year there are on our wedding anniversary.
Oh, so did you look it up?
I looked it up.
Oh, right.
I've never looked up mine.
You should. Well, I recommend against it because...
What did you find?
The first thing that bloody comes up, December 11th is known to be Australia's breakup day.
Oh, you chose a winner there, didn't you?
I never knew that there was a national breakup day.
I didn't know there was a national breakup day.
And look at you defying the odds. Getting married on National Breakup Day.
All I had to put was December 11th, National Day, National Breakup Day.
Oh, devastating.
So look, we must be an exception to the norm, which was lucky for us. But apparently December 11 is known to be the most common day Australian couples break up due to the mounting stresses from the festive season.
Really?
Well, I have a theory though, because when you think about it with this, it's like you get to that point where for a lot of people they might have been together for the majority of the year. Maybe for some it's even going into the second year, and they might get to that point where they're like, okay, you know what, this time of year, we have to start introducing each other to the families, to the wider friendship circles, maybe the Christmas parties as we spoke about before, and then all of a sudden you're forced to think about, shit, do I really want to introduce this person to everyone?
Oh, my world's going to collide. Are they going to, to be harmonious, or are they going to have conflict?
Because it feels like, obviously, you commit to be in a relationship, but then I think, it feels really permanent.
Yeah.
When you're like, I'm introducing them. Oh, my God, what if I want to go back? What if I change my mind? I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but...
Well, Mark and I both lucked out, luckily, with the extended family. We've got great extended families, luckily. But
see, this actually surprises me, because I would have thought if it's from the mounting pressures of the festive season, it would be like a December 26th thing. Well, you do the whole Christmas thing, you do the Christmas Eve, you do the full Christmas parties in December, you do the Christmas Day, and then after it you'd be like, I hate you. Well, I've hated every celebration that we've shared, and I don't want to be together anymore.
I'm keeping the presents.
Well, what do you just hold out the 2 weeks for the presents?
Well,
is that terrible?
The funny thing is, though, that apparently the report basically said the reason that December 11th is the day is because it's not too far from the New Year, but not too close to Christmas. So you've got enough time to get out just before it hits December 26th.
have a bit of a break, have a rest.
We're talking about, obviously, not long-term relationships here, because I don't know that many people in long-term relationships that between December 11th and December 25th are like, all right, look, I'm ready to find a new girlfriend or a new partner, a new boyfriend, whatever.
Maybe. But you know what's funny? On the contrary, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day who I will not mention, but they were talking about the fact that they were like ready to break up with their partner, and they were like, no, I'll just wait until the new year because we got like Christmas and stuff. I don't want to upset them.
Oh, no, out them on radio.
I'm not going to do that.
Poor partner's going to be blindsided.
Yeah, well, it's like starting the new year fresh, and then all of a sudden, kick you. That's it.
Are you friends with the partner? What do you
curb.
do if you're friends with the partner in that situation?
Oh, I'm not. I don't know the partner, but that's a tricky one. I don't know. I mean, it's not your business. It's not your news to tell.
You're far enough out of it to not actually.
I feel like they're holding out for the gifts. It's not about hurting them. They're holding out for what it's going to benefit them.
Yeah, maybe. There you go.
Maybe. But yeah, how was that for luck?
Well,
just sitting there at my anniversary lunch. What's the day of the year this year? This year. Oh, it's National Breakup
I
Day.
believe you will defy the odds, Aaron.
Oh, I think so too.
Well, I'm rooting for you.
Do you believe in other relationship superstitions?
Oh, that's an interesting one.
Well, I'm not a superstitious person. Are you guys superstitious?
I'm not.
No,
not really.
But
I
I
used
guess-
to be as a kid, but not really anymore.
I guess there's certain old wives' tales that we would have heard many times over the years, and I wonder if you guys actually believe in them. So the first one is, rain on your wedding day, is it good luck?
Well, look, it rained on my wedding day, and I didn't get divorced until 9 years later. So, I don't know. It's not terrible luck.
It's not too bad.
But you got divorced.
Yeah, well, it's not good. It's not bad. I don't know. It was just raining a little bit.
just a bit of rain.
Okay, what about if you catch the bouquet at a wedding, do you believe you're next?
I've seen that been disproven too many times.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Nah.
No.
I've even caught it at one stage. No, actually, well, then it would show that it's true, I guess. So there you go.
Do you consult your flower petals for the answers about your true love? He loves me, he loves me not.
Oh, no, I've never done that before. Why were on a nice flower for?
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
Leave the flowers alone.
you're a bit sad, aren't you?
Have you done it, Celeste?
Break on a flower?
I mean, probably many times back in the... But I don't think I did it for my now husband. I don't know. Maybe I'll end up divorced.
Maybe
because
when
I
you're a
didn't.
kid in
Who's
the
it? Who knows?
schoolyard.
He might be doing it at home today.
But just got a flower. He's listening and he's just got a flower. She loves me. She loves me not.
Come on, Jake.
There's quite a few. I don't know. But you know what? I think you're disproving the National Breakup Day rule, Aaron.
Yeah.
So you stay strong on December 11th.
Yes.
And you get those Christmas presents every year.
We're the rebels.
Well, you know what? Two Brunettes A Gay, we love to get into the Christmas spirit. And more than getting into the Christmas spirit, we love to get into the Christmas spirits. So we set ourselves a task.
Define spirits, though.
Oh, listen to that Christmas music. Christmas spirits being alcoholic beverages of the Christmas theme.
Yes. And you know, two guesses for who came up with this segment.
David.
David.
Right, but we set ourselves a challenge this week that each of us had to go out and find a Christmas-inspired beverage to try on air and see what we think of these brand new treats that are on the market. Or I guess I don't know how new they are. Maybe they come around every year.
Because they always bring out stuff like Christmas themed, food and alcohol. And I can't say that I ever buy any of this.
No,
yeah,
it's kind
me
of
either.
different.
Yeah.
And we could have gone down the boring route. We could have tried your Christmas puddings and your candy canes, but it's Two Brunettes and a Gay that you're listening to, and we don't do anything boring.
No, we don't do stuff by halves.
So we certainly don't. So I'm going to kick us off, right? Each of us have brought something into the studio, which we're going to share with each other live on air and try. So I've gone all out because I like to be a bit bougie. So I've got here from the Barossa Distilling Company a Miss Maple flavoured gin.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
It does sound delicious, doesn't it? Now, I've poured a little into a cup for each of you, and I've gone to the effort of garnishing it with a blood orange and a little bit of cinnamon. It was supposed to have a cinnamon stick. I didn't have any, so you just got a little bit of a spritz of
You
cinnamon
also
in
sound
there.
a bit South African while you're doing
Do
this.
I? Yeah. One for you, and of course, one for you, David, to give you a little taste test.
All right.
How delicious. This is so
Well, look, so if
civilised.
everybody hasn't seen it as well, it's kind of like a maple coloured gin, really,
Yes.
isn't it? All right.
Yes.
Yum, it's...
So
oh.
let's
Bottoms
try
up.
this. Bottoms up. Cheers.
Let's see what we think of Miss Maple.
Cheers. Have a bit of a drink.
All right, here we go. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, we've kicked it off well.
It's smooth, isn't it?
Mrs. Maple, you've
It's
done it
like
again.
a sweet gin.
Wintry.
You could have that on the rocks. I'm a fan of my spirits on the rocks. I'm not
you
a
go
person
hard
who-
with the spirits.
I don't like soft drink.
Yeah,
so
right.
for me, if it's not wine, spirits, if it's not a cocktail that's all spirits,
Yeah.
it's something on the rocks.
Oh, that warms your throat.
Like on
does.
Yeah, it
Oh.
does.
It's staying with me.
I love
Yeah,
it.
look,
That
it's
is
nice.
absolutely
All right,
That's,
delicious.
that's a good find, Celeste.
If we have to, yeah, David wants another round. If we have to give this a mark out of 10, what are we giving it?
9.
Or 9 from Mr. Heath?
Yep. 9 out of 10.
9? I'm going to say 9.5.
Yeah, I'm going to
Hey.
go with a strong 9 there. We're off to a
All right,
very
I'm gonna
strong
pour
start.
some water in this little
It
cup
also
in
smells
between.
beautiful, doesn't it? It
does.
just smells like Christmas treats. It's
It
delicious.
does. It does.
Christmas cake, that's the one. Christmas pudding.
All right, who's up next?
Okay.
Aaron,
I've got a beautiful...
you got the cheap stuff.
Well, I didn't want to spend $100 on this.
And you
thing, but
couldn't
I
even
just-
spring for a bottle each. You got a bottle to share.
I got a bottle.
Talk about cheap.
I didn't want to get you girls drunk on the air. So I've got here a new... This has actually just been released. This is called a vodka G-Up. Now, as you can see, it's blue.
It is blue.
It's sugar-free and it's cotton candy flavoured.
Ah.
Now, this is 4.6%, but it's with electrolytes.
Oh, excuse me.
So can I just say...
Health. Hashtag
it's
health.
all about health.
It's basically a green juice.
So, you could just drink it at breakfast by the looks.
There we are.
Okay, but I need something to open it with. Hang on a minute.
I know where this is going.
So we can see it. So we can see it in the camera as well.
We knew this gift would come in handy.
There we go. So
We've got the penis
this
bottle
amazing
opener.
gift you gave me
From
Yes.
Mykonos.
from Mykonos really comes in handy. So I'm just going to open
It's
it now.
actually. Can we just put it in the just here for everyone watching to see as
Yes.
well? The bottle opener, the penis bottle opener we got Aaron from Mykonos is actually bigger than the bottle of alcohol itself.
Yeah.
It's quite large.
Size counts. Hang
It's
on, here
big.
we go. All right.
Go on. Oh.
And it doesn't work.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it
Sugar.
does not work.
Oh, it's a screw
Oh, it's a screw
top.
top.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Well, I've
After
never waste
that.
bringing this around, so I'm just going to pour a little bit of the cotton candy in each of your cups.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
It looks like
Quite
mouthwash.
refreshing.
It does.
It's blue in colour, bright blue in colour, and it looks like mouthwash.
It does.
Listerine.
It's your Listerine of...
I'm not looking forward
Christmas
to this.
spirits,
I
yeah.
don't like things that are too sweet.
There we go.
Cotton candy flavoured G-Up.
Now, I do love cotton
Pass that
candy,
one
so
to
let's
Dave,
see if
please.
it actually is...
One for you, Mr. Heath.
Oh.
Oh, he spilled it. Aaron, he's made a mess
caused
everywhere.
an
That's
overpour.
all right. We'll lick it up
an
after.
overpour.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Cheers,
Cheers,
everybody.
everyone.
What do we think?
Cotton candy. Ooh.
Oh, it's very sweet.
Just
It's
taste
very
sugar.
sweet.
Yeah, David, I'm with you there.
It's very sweet.
This one gets up your goat, does it, David?
Oh, I will say though, it is on that cotton candy. That tastes exactly like cotton candy.
It does. It does taste
It's
like
got that
cotton
fairy
candy.
floss flavour going on.
And I feel like the electrolytes are doing something to me.
Are they
Oh, don't.
reviving
feel
you?
better.
I think a bottle of that would make me want to throw up because of the sickly sweetness of it all.
I agree. All
There
right.
you go.
I'm not a
Okay.
fan.
That's
Out of
the-
10,
that's the
what are we
cotton
giving
candy.
that? Well, it's getting maybe a 4 from me.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna go 2.
Oh, you go on that
Oh
low.
no, I don't like it. But I don't like cruises and things at the best of times.
I
David?
love a good cruise. A holiday is always welcome.
David.
6.
It's a 6 from
Oh,
you.
okay, that's generous.
Okay, I'm going to go with 5.
Oh,
Let's go with 5.
right in the
Okay,
middle.
all right.
And we've
okay.
got one more.
All right, we've got one more. Look, the girl, she was lovely there at First Choice. She gave me a hand round the shop.
I got mine
showing
from
me-
First Choice
Oh, you did
too.
too? There you go.
Yeah.
That was our first choice. Look at that. Now, she gave me a hand and I was looking at it. They're bloody expensive, I tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
But I came across this Bundaberg Christmas pudding.
Ooh.
Ooh la
Brand with
la.
liqueur.
I don't know how to feel about this.
It's a Christmas
Bundaberg
pure.
Christmas pudding?
It's not like your usual bottle of Bundy. It's
Okay.
a Christmas pudding flavoured liqueur with a brandy flavoured sauce. And it says it's got notes of raisins, brown sugar, mixed spices, vanilla, and brandy.
Oh,
Excuse me,
I know.
Bundaberg.
Excuse me very
Jeez.
much.
This
so,
sounds like the winner so far.
let's crack this open. Let's see if we can hear it.
Yeah, look at that
how's
ASMR.
That's
Sounds
the
like you're
sound
cracking your
effects.
knuckles.
That's right. Okay, let's get these glasses
Rightio.
going.
I'll just finish this.
All
Oh,
right,
yeah, just
let's
finish
see what
your-
we think.
the
Last
cotton
one.
Candy flavoured rubbish there.
All right, and for those that can't see, it's not too dark in the colour. It's a bit of a lighter brown.
Oh, I still think it's beautiful, rich in colour though.
Oh, it smells strong.
Darker than our Miss Maple.
Got your glass.
jeez,
there we
this
are.
smells strong.
Does it? Does
Oh,
it?
it does smell quite strong. We'll just be
dear.
having a sip of this one. Nothing extreme.
You're welcome.
All right.
Okay,
All right.
so bottoms
Let's see
up,
what we
everybody.
think. Bottoms up.
Feliz
Cheers.
Navidad.
Bon Natale.
Ooh. Oh, no, I think Celeste was stronger. This is only 20% alcohol. The gin's like 40.
It's oh, there it is.
Thumbs up from Santa.
It's giving me what do you have like on a winter's night after dinner? What's the
Dessert?
no? It's a drink. It's a drink. You know what I'm talking about. Port.
Oh,
it's giving
yeah,
me
it's
a
kind
bit
of
of
a
a
port
port.
vibe. Yeah.
Yes, it
vibe.
does have a port vibe. Oh, I like it. I like it. I don't think that's strong at all, but maybe I'm pretty like...
Well, I like I said,
I don't
I'm a
mind
bit
that at all.
I'm a bit sensitive today.
Yeah, okay. You're a little bit sensitive. No, look, I like it as well. Celeste, what's your rating?
Look, I'm going to give that a good a good 8.
Good 8. Wow, that's good.
7.58. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Jeez.
David?
I'm giving it an 8.
Oh, he likes it as well. An 8.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go maybe a 7.5.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say about maybe like a 7. Yeah, like I think the gin was better. I like
Yeah.
the gin. I think it was nice. This is nice. There's something in it I don't like. I don't know if it's the raisins. I don't like raisins.
Yeah, I can taste the raisin too. Yeah, no.
something in there that is throwing me off a little bit.
yeah.
But I reckon it could be lovely. I reckon it could be lovely made in some rumbles or something like that.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
But I think the overall winner here, Celeste, was yours.
Miss Maple.
Yay.
takes
Maple.
Yay.
And that's a locally made brew as well.
Barossa Distilling Company,
It
the Miss
is.
Maple.
Beautiful.
Look, I'm not going to lie though. I think the fact that I went all out with the garnishes as well just topped it off nicely.
It did.
So that should be a lesson to all of you to put in a little more effort.
There you go. David's going to go another round of that one. Oh, look, hashtag this is not sponsored, by the way, but if any of these companies would like to sponsor us, hello at twobrunettesandagay.com is our email address.
Make us your first choice. Your first choice.
That's right. So, of course, we're here. And Aaron's queer.
Every week.
Every week, without fail, he's here, he's
Every
queer.
day.
That's right. And we have got another round for all of you of shit advice.
Dun, dun, dun.
Now, we're going to change it up this week. This shit advice with a little bit of a different shit advice. You know, it's Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was like, I thought, let's use this shit advice. If it's okay with you, shit Dr. Aaron and shit Dr. Celeste, of course, with your permission, to give some shit advice that's a little bit more wholesome.
Oh, look, I'm totally down for some wholesome shit advice.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm glad I had that alcohol just before.
I
It's
think.
warmed my spirits.
Oh, there you go. The spirits have warmed your spirits.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, because this is a little bit different. You know, there are people out there at the moment who will relate to this next shit advice question, and so instead of just asking a question to both of you, although I will ask you the question, then I've also got some suggestions here from the lovely webs of Reddit as well about things that somebody can do in this situation. So let me put you in the picture, okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
The Girl Survival Guide has asked, what are your best tips for surviving Christmas alone? I've got no family, no friends, and nothing to look forward to over the holidays.
Oh, this is devastating.
I know, but this is a real situation for a lot of people, and I thought, you know what? Let's put it out there this week. Let's talk about this.
Do we know circumstances? Does she have no family and friends because she lives away from them, or just has no family and friends?
It doesn't say context. It just says that all she does is literally plan to sit in front of a TV, watch movies, eat too much chocolate. And it's the same every year. I wish I could enjoy Christmas, but it's hard when there's such a huge emphasis on being with the ones you love. And I don't have that available to me. And I thought, you know what, this is a very real situation. We've all been lucky enough to, I guess not, well, Celeste and I know we've definitely been lucky enough not to be in this situation, but we might have some listeners out there who are, and you know what, we want to support them.
Absolutely, because it's a tough time if you're on your own.
It is.
The festive season can be a tough time if you're on your own. So I'm going to give some not so shit advice.
Okay.
Right, because in this situation, my shit advice would be, as much as you might have already done this, put yourself out there maybe in terms of doing some volunteer work on the day. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like there's many places that you could possibly go, you know, where you could help serve food or, you know, help homeless people, whatever it is, where you could interact with others who might be in a similar situation, make some friends or at least get to know people a little bit and feel like you're surrounded by people on the day, as well as, I guess, that feeling of having helped those less fortunate than you, because obviously by the sounds of things, they do have home. They have the option to, you know, stay at home, watch a movie. There is some people celebrating Christmas Day without any of that either. So I guess, you know, give back, surround yourself with people, perhaps do some volunteer work.
Good advice there, Celeste.
That's great advice. The only thing with that is I've known some people that have tried to volunteer on Christmas Day for many years, and I'm just talking local here, and they're packed out. They're all booked out.
Oh,
you can't actually volunteer on Christmas Day because they've got enough volunteers for the day. So it's usually the other days of the year that they need the assistance.
Yeah. And I think
volunteers.
that's especially important as well. It's not just about Christmas Day. It's any time that you can, obviously.
Give where you can.
Okay, but obviously if they're booked out and you can't volunteer, Aaron?
I say get to First Choice. Get that trolley moving through the aisles.
Make First Choice your first choice.
Make First Choice your first choice. Get yourself some lovely Mrs. Maple.
Some Mrs. Maple or some Bundaberg Christmas pudding.
Some Bundaberg Christmas pudding. Get yourself some lovely wine. Go to the shops. Get yourself a beautiful meal. Get yourself a beautiful Christmas meal. And then, you know, make it into your own thing. The way I would do it. So, like, if I take it back in the day when I was single.
Yeah.
And sometimes I wouldn't have anything on in either the morning or the night. And
Which is the same for me nowadays after being divorced. It went from like 4 things on Christmas Day to like 1.
To 1. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So make that about you.
Yeah.
Listen to the music you want. Watch the TV shows you want. Watch the movies you want. If you're in Australia, get to the beach.
Yes. Yeah,
Just
that's
look
a good
after
idea.
yourself. Lift your own spirits.
There's probably events on, to be honest with you.
Definitely.
And you know what? If you find that you might be easily triggered by seeing other things, stay off socials.
Oh.
Stay off the socials.
Social blackout
But
for sure.
speaking of socials, though, like if you're going to do what you just said, Aaron, which is, you know, go and, you know, cook a nice meal and have a drink, you would be surprised how many people, if you were to put a post out on your socials, who would be, you know what, I'm actually in the same situation. I'd love to come along and I'd love to bring something. Because a couple of years ago, when I did a lot of animal rights activism, I knew a lot of people who weren't celebrating Christmas with their families for various disagreements over food, obviously.
Yeah.
Being in animal rights activism. And luckily enough, thank you, Mum, she's always amazing. She's always like, you can bring over whoever you like. And I had a bunch of people who didn't have anywhere to go for Christmas. And we opened our doors.
Amazing.
And it was the same when I lived in the Gold Coast as well. I flew back home to Adelaide for Christmas, but I had a lot of friends up there who didn't have any family living up there because there's a lot of people that aren't from the Gold Coast up in the Gold Coast. And they would put out like events on social media to have like expats Christmases and just bring a plate and meet up with people that they did or didn't know for Christmas and make the most of it. So,
Can I just say on the flip side of that, by going to one of those events or inviting those people around, it makes you want to be by yourself Christmas Day sometimes.
You could really be like, you know what, I just can't wait to get home.
there you go.
And have that bottle of wine and eat my Christmas meal on my own.
Get on the
there
Mrs.
you
Maples
go.
by myself.
Well, that was some good shit advice. That was not so shit advice this week.
That was not so shit. That was some wholesome advice.
That was wholesome advice this week. Thank you to Doctors Celeste,
you.
Aaron. Thank you very much.
Can't believe that was our last for the year.
I know.
Last shit advice for the year. We will be back next week. This is not our final show. We still have one more to go, but that was our last shit advice for the year. What I would like to finish the show off with, it's been a little while, some Tuesday takeaways. We always love to share some wisdom. Deanna, what would you like to impart on our listeners tonight?
Look, I mean, I feel like I should be feeling quite, you know, wisdomous at this time of year, but I don't know if I am. But I'm going to say if, you know, it's forecast for rain and you're just hanging out there for your Christmas party or your wedding, your event, or whatever the case is, and you're just thinking, you know what, I'll just leave it to the last minute. I'll just see what happens. Make a backup plan. That's my wisdom. Make a backup plan. Don't be stuck at 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon trying to make a booking for a bunch of people the next day. It's not a riot.
No.
That would be my shit. That would be my
Always
Tuesday
have a backup
takeaway.
plan.
Yeah.
Contingency. Well, speaking of wholesome advice, I just want to leave the show with a bit of wholesomeness here. I just want to shout out to my beautiful husband, Mark. I love you lots, Mark.
Oh,
That's beautiful.
stop.
Happy anniversary,
Happy
Mark.
anniversary.
2 years of marriage. Even though you get up my goat sometimes.
The real goat.
And I get up yours.
And Celeste?
Look, my Tuesday takeaway is simple. If you want a great Christmas drink, spring a few more dollars for something a little special and it'll taste great.
Oh, there you go. Go and get into the Christmas
Don't
spirits.
go and get your cotton candy G up.
I knew that was pointed at me.
Which was maybe $4 or $5 a bottle, Aaron. I'm not, trying to call you out here. But you know what? If you're going to be on your own for Christmas, buy yourself a nice bottle and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just saying, I sprigged. I sprigged for a nice bottle.
She sprung.
I was going to say she sprigged.
She sprung away.
I think the drinks have kicked in together.
Maybe they have. Who knows?
They've sprigged up.
Oh, well, let's see how I'm going to get through this last bit then. Are you ready? If you've been listening live and you want to catch us on the podcast, head to all the major podcasting platforms and search for Two Brunettes and a Gay. And of course, if you've been catching us on the podcast and you think, hey, I want to tune in live, we're on Radio Italia Uno Adelaide at 5 p.m. every Tuesday, and you can tune in on 87.6 FM or via the Radio Italia Uno Adelaide app. And of course, you can check us out on socials, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, which we are currently trying to go viral on. Not doing so well. Please head there. Search for Two Brunettes and a Gay. Give us a like, give us a follow, share our stuff. It really helps us out. Boom!
You
There we
smashed
go.
it. You're on fire
Maybe
this week.
that's what I need every week.
We've only got one more show left for the
I
year.
know.
ladies.
It's going to be a big one next week. Make sure you're tuning in for our final Christmas show.
Yep.
Our 2023 roundup.
Yeah. It's going to be
Yes.
good.
It's going to be a
We're
good
going to go
one.
out with a bang this year, I have to say.
I think so. All right.
Now, you have a fabulous week, and we'll see you
Next Tuesday.
Ciao, Adelaide! It's your favourite trio, Two Brunettes and a Gay, here to remind you to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for your drive home.
Expect the best beats, sassiest segments, and plenty of piping hot tea from the weekly rumour mill. And let's be honest, we know us Italians love a good gossip.
So tune in at 5 p.m. every Tuesday right here on your number one station, Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Hi, Jeremy Cordo in the Court of Public Opinion. I'm just on air here to let you know that we'll be live streaming the Court of Public Opinion every Friday between 9 o'clock and 12 on jeremycordo.com. Please join us. We'd love to have you.